Welcome back to Market Movers. I'm your host, Jason Yoss. I'm here today with Tyler Hagerla. Tyler, great to see you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, talking to you, Tyler, a lot about your business is being able to work with both buyers and sellers. But tell me about how you work through a transaction where they're buying and selling at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a common scenario, and basically people have different needs, right? And they want to cash out their equity of their current home and buy the other one and only do it once. And I go into that conversation trying to figure out their best case scenario and let them talk to that, because they've never done this before. I do this all the time, so I know how to connect the dots, but I really want to learn what their best case scenario is around timing, the house, where they're going. And that way I can, when I'm giving them advice on getting the house ready to sell, I know what I can tell them as far as what's going to be beneficial for their time, effort, money, all that, right? And so that conversation changes in different markets. It's not always the same. And so, excuse me, that's what I'm good at, and figuring out how to advise them to get through really the first step, because they're trying to think about the last step, and that's getting into the right place. But what do they need to do first and start the wheels in motion?
That makes sense. Now, help me understand this. When you see someone who wants to buy a home but they already own one, what is that first step that you tell them to do?
Yeah, so we have to, liquidate their equity in their house, right? And so really the first step is figuring out, well, what can they afford with the amount of money that I think I can get for the house, okay? And so really the first step is like buying any house is talking to a lender and figuring out, okay, what do I qualify for with this much money from this asset? And then the second step would be, how do I go about getting that money liquid, right? And so getting the house ready, and then a lot of times it's hard for people to get those steps going. They want to find the house first, but every house they find before they do those steps, they won't have a chance to actually get. And that's where, coming through and laying out the roadmap is important.
That's great knowledge. And the way you ended it was saying, hey, they want to go look for a house, but if they don't do the steps first, they're going to have a problem. Tyler, I really appreciate you being on, sharing that knowledge with us. Everybody, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.